In this video, I'm breaking down the landing page of Titlecraft Master Nonfiction Book Titles. It's by two people I know on Twitter, and they sent this to me, and it's free. It's $0. Name a fair price if you want to add a little bit of dollars there, but it's got 4 ratings, 5 stars. What is this? It's Unleash the Power of Your Nonfiction Book with the Perfect Title. It's a long thing. Discover how Titlecraft transform your book title from ordinary to extraordinary. This sounds like ChatGPT wrote this. Doesn't really sound like a person. Titlecraft, finally, the third sentence, I'm going to find out what it is. Digital tool designed to empower authors, publishers in crafting compelling, market-ready titles for their nonfiction works. What this reminds me of is I think there was someone on Twitter who said that I think it was to come up with atomic sheets. Not atomic sheets. Atomic habits. I made atomic sheets. Oh, that's a very weird Freudian slip. In order to create Atomic Habits, the title, I think the author looked at 1,000 best-selling nonfiction titles, and then they analyzed those, and I think that's what this is based off of. If that is, that story in and of itself should probably be here. It might be already on Twitter. You might be already using it to get to this page, but I would put that story here, if that story is true, if I'm remembering correctly. So analyze 1,000 best-selling nonfiction books, stand on the shoulders of giants, which is all like, I don't know, it feels like this is all bullshit. Not saying it's false, but I'm saying like there's a lot of stuff. I feel like there should be more interesting stuff here to say. And it's a very short landing page. Yeah, it's $0, but it's very short. It doesn't really tell me the problem that it's solving, and it doesn't really tell me how this is going to be solved with spreadsheets. It is a Google Sheet, and then one thing I will say about this landing page that I think every other landing page should do is it does not have a screenshot of a Google Sheet, which is what every other Google Sheet template does that on their landing page. I think it's good to not have at least as the main hero, don't have it as a screenshot of your spreadsheet. And it does at the end finally say it is a Google Sheet. I think there could be one extra thing here, if nothing else, and say, why is it a Google Sheet? What about this makes this really good to be a Google Sheet? Let's go and actually discover what this Google Sheet is. I'm going to put 0 in. I want this. So Gumroad made it super easy. What they did is really good. They put the link with the /copy at the end. So here's my copy, which you cannot have. If you're watching this, you have to go get it. And here it is. It's a template named The Power of X, Journey from X to Y. And what I'm missing here is, what should I do? How should I use this? Let's see what happens when I click here. So I think they messed up these links. These links should probably not go to the original file, but should go to this file that I just now copied. Might be something to edit in the future. I think you can do that by not having this like text link, but you can like put some text here. Let's actually do this and see if it works. Let's put what am I doing here? Double click. Let's put, why is this emoji not working? There it goes. Sometimes this emoji thing does not work. Okay. Oh my God, my screen. Okay, so I made a go here. Now I'm just going to hit Command K, and I think I can just go to Sheets and Names and go to Power of X. And now if I copy this, so we can say this is copy of, make a copy, this is going to be copy, and let's see if that URL actually changes. And now this URL is going to the original one, but this one goes to my copy of a copy. So that's how you should fix that template link, so that when somebody makes a copy of this sheet, these links will go to their own copy and not to the original sheet. All right, let's look at this Power of X. So I would immediately, instead of putting an index here, maybe include this index. Totally, it's okay to have like a nice navigational index, but have lots of information. One other thing that you're going to definitely want to do is brand the heck out of this. I'll say this again and again in so many videos about these sheets that I get, is don't try to like overprotect your sheet, but make the conscious effort and intention that if somebody wants to share this sheet with someone else, especially in their own business, or with a freelancer or a virtual assistant or someone, they're going to make a copy and give it to that person. But that person, once they then give it to someone else, and this is kind of the chain you want to happen. You want people like, oh my God, I love this thing. I want this so badly. I want to use it and I want to share it with other people. That is totally fine. But you gotta put links to the original. Hey, you got this this is Titlecraft, Master Nonfiction Book Titles. That should be like up here in the sheet. You should also have a tab here about Titlecraft, about yourselves, it should have a link back to the original page you bought it, and here on your products page. So if you're gonna have more, you only have one product here, but definitely have more product. Add the Titlecraft here, and make sure people know, hey, this is the Mono's Launchpad. This is where you get it, and put it right here in here. Put another tab at the end to be like, let's talk about Launchpad. This allows you to have the peace of mind that even if somebody does share this with someone else, they will get the information about who you are and who made it. All right. And index doesn't need to have a title index here. You can just have this could just be called the Start Here tab and have some instructions of like, hey, how to use this. Have some links to a couple of Loom videos at least, or even some unlisted YouTube videos, or even some YouTube videos. Be like, how to use to craft titles. Titlecraft should probably have some other name here. I will say like, it should be like Titlecraft, craft the perfect title for your book or something. And repeat that over and over and over again. This is how you craft it. This is the way you used to craft it. I'll talk about actually that on the sales page. Let's go up to view, show, grid lines. There's all this extra stuff. Totally you gotta delete all of these things, all of these extra columns, all of these extra stuff. I think you can even use extensions, tiny sheets if you want. Oh, I'm using the wrong but it's okay. You can use tiny sheets. It's a Google Sheet add-on I made that immediately deletes all of the unnecessary rows and columns. But this text also needs to be a little easier to read. I think once you get rid of if these were all go there, then you could have nice, this could be way bigger, make it 15, make it there. All of this centered, I think I would do to make this a little nicer. You don't need I don't know what the numbers here are for. You totally don't need the numbers. I think they add extra information that is unnecessary. We can just delete that. Do we need template name, description, and template link? No, we don't. We can make a nice clean power of X. We also don't need these grid lines here. Let's actually get rid of them. But we might want to have some coloring or some interesting design element here. I think this, so the power of X should have some explanation here. A little bit of some colorful information about why you might want to use this. Maybe even have a couple of contextualize the reason the power of X works. Does it work for a certain type of book? Does it work for a certain type of writer? Does it work for a certain emotions? There should be a list here of emotion you want to evoke, right? Emotions. That's what I would do. I would add like a list of emotions. Add some more data to this that is very qualitative data. This is not a quantitative data kind of thing. You're not saying, actually maybe that might be a weird thing to do, but might be fun, is how many out of the 1,000 book titles that you're going through, how many have the word power in them? How many have the word journey? How many have a number in them? Have this number here of saying, 400, probably not, like 50 of the top 1,000 titles have the word power in them. That might be really cool information to have there, right? Add that here so that someone gets a lay of the land. They really understand, because right now, all I can see is really the power of X, which I can see down here, power of X, and I would definitely delete the numbers from here and just have power of X. Make it super easy, like you have thumbs up to this link that you had the idea to do, but the link in your original was going to the literally wrong spreadsheet file. But now I go to this one. Super cool. Again, you can do X to Y, do Command K, sheets and ranges, X to Y, and even when I hit enter, even when I change this, it will go to the appropriate one. See, it's all interconnected. Super cool. Yeah, give me some more information here of how do I navigate this, right? How do I navigate the idea? Not how do I navigate the sheet, but how do I navigate this process? You sold me on the sheet, and you sold me on the idea of I need to craft a great title, which I'll get back to on the landing page soon. Now that I'm in the sheet, walk me through that process. What's the 1, 2, 3 step? What are the things that I might consider? What are the things that I should be doing to figure this out? Which one of these should I be using? Should I be pattern matching it to the type of book I'm writing? Should it be what I'm a fan of, the emotions I'm evoking? Have some categories here that I might be able to. It's not that I would use all of them. It's that which one I choose, there's a navigation to it. Oh, I want to do a trustworthy one. I want to do a powerful one. I want to do a process-oriented. Get different terms and different words and make them your own. Really put yourself into the sheet of maybe even have a couple case studies as tabs. Walk someone through the process and then put it in a tab here in an exact case study. Put a Loom video in and walk through that case study. I think that would be really cool. So here, power. There's a bunch of power things. Maybe what I would do is you have links to the Amazon links. Maybe have some quantitative data here. What is the placement on the 1,000 list? What is the number of sales? What are the reviews? Go into the reviews and take a couple of choice reviews where the title matches the review or something. Okay, so that's all in the sheet, and that's all making a sheet that people really want to use and really want to share. But let's go back to the landing page, and I think you can imbue the landing page with a lot more stuff. All right, so here's Titlecraft, Master Nonfiction Book Titles. That tagline, Master Nonfiction Book Titles, is what I was looking for inside of the sheet. Now walk me through, reverse engineer, the process. How can I master nonfiction book titles? And is mastering what I want to do with titles? No, I just want the title for myself. I'm very greedy here, right? I'm very selfish. I'm the person that's going to use this sheet. Just give me the thing I want. I don't want to master titles. I just want to name this book that I'm writing. And what's the book about? I would have not a checklist, but maybe a work planner of types. I would have people write their who is the ideal reader? Who's the second ideal writer? What are they going to get out of this? How are they going to go through that process? I would go through all that process, have them write it, and then create from that. I would do something like create a prompt for ChatGPT from all of that, like a fill in the blank thing. Create an epic prompt. Make it super useful kind of thing. Okay. So, yes, this is a Google Sheet, and great, again, I'm going to repeat this, great. You have not featured that it is a Google Sheet. You have said, here's what I made, and it just so happens to be a Google Sheet. 2 thumbs up. But we can put a lot more into it. What did you get out of this, right? You must have used this sheet for some reason, or this process, and you're putting your process into the sheet. Walk us through this on the landing page. Tell us, what was the problem? What are the ways that you've solved that problem? Was it software? Was it YouTube videos? Was it watching a bunch of stuff, and then you discovered this next thing, and that didn't work out? Did it not work out because it took too long? Did it not work out because software was too expensive? What was the reason why you tried those things and then you don't do them now? And then explain in another sentence, then I made a Google Sheet. At that moment that you're talking about this, the user is going through your journey too. They're like, talk about the struggle. Talk about, I wrote this thing, I'm very deeply in it, but I need to express to someone else what this is about in 2 or 3 words, right? That's a hard task, because as the writer, you're writing this, well, talk about that struggle, talk about that thing, and agitate it, right? Here's all the solutions I've tried, and they didn't work out for X, Y, or Z. And then be like, but then I made this Google Sheet. And I made this Google Sheet to do X, Y, and Z. It does this and this and this. It has this information and this information and this information. And you're writing about all the features and all of this stuff, but you're writing them as if they were a solution to this problem that you agitated. You made this problem way worse because you're like, oh, I tried this and I lost time. I tried this and I lost money. But now I made a Google Sheet and you don't waste time and you don't waste money, right? And here it's for free, right? This is a long story, right? But it matches the user journey. And someone's going to read this who's trying to title their book. And I don't think master nonfiction book titles is the way. I think it's like, name your book the perfect name. Name the book that's going to give it a lasting legacy, right? Use all these also as sections, right, maybe. Talk about the benefits of the sheet. One thing you don't do here is talk about benefits at all. What are we going to get out of this? We're going to be able to get the perfect name. We're going to be able to get the legacy, right? This is going to go down as something that we're going to be proud of, expressing that we are the writer of X, this is the name we're going to give our baby, right? I would definitely look at like baby name websites, maybe. Look at how they sell, what they're selling. I don't know if they're selling anything. But the point of this sales page and this landing page is to talk about all the benefits of the sheet, all the benefits of your workflow, your process, imbue that in here, talk about the struggle you had and how you made it. The point I want to make now is that the moment you say it is a Google Sheet, the reader is going to do the same thing every single time. They're going to go into a build it or buy it mode. They're going to now, at this moment, figure out for themselves, are they going to now build the same sheet or are they going to buy it? And so you need to have a bunch of features or a bunch of things in here that you've put in. Not scraped, but I compiled all of the information of 1,000 books. That sounds like a lot of work. Do I want to do that? That is what the user is going to do. They know it's a Google Sheet with 1,000 book titles, but everything you say from then on needs to be like, and I went through each one and I contextualized it into the emotions. I added each book was for. I added the data point of how many reviews it's gotten. I added some choice reviews that matched the title of the book, right? Each of these little things that are going to take some amount of time add up to the reader thinking, I think I'll just buy it. And in this case, it's free, right? It's $0. But you still need to make that distinction. You still need to make the idea that, like, okay, it's a Google Sheet. The user's going to think, I can make a Google Sheet. I can go to sheet.new. I can use import XML. I can go and find the CSV list of the 1,000 best-selling books on Amazon. I can do all that. That'll take me about 10 to 15 minutes, which I don't really need this. But now you are explaining why you need this, right? I've already done this work. I already got 1,000 titles. I've added these sweat, tears, this blood to this sheet. And I've made it so perfect for you to go through this process. I even share my process with you of how I named and give a case study, right? Take that case study that you put inside the sheet and a Loom video, put it here. Make a link to a YouTube video. Check out this case study of I walked this person through this process. You want them in your world for as long as possible. It doesn't matter if they go to YouTube. It doesn't matter if they go to a Loom. It's okay. You don't have to capture 100% of people directly right now here. Don't need to create so much urgency because you can add to these Google Sheets all the time. Also, what's really good is you launch this. I really love it. And I think you can launch it again and again and again. Add more information, make it really cool, make it really useful, add some really cool tools and stuff. Again, I think crafting a perfect ChatGPT prompt might be a really cool and very easy to do here. Make a little fill in the blank, write this, and then it generates the ChatGPT prompt for you. It adds maybe takes all that text and puts it together with some joins, some concatenates. It adds some of your own text that you wrote for a good prompt. And yeah, you definitely could integrate AI into this. I have a whole course on integrating AI into Google Sheets, and you could literally use this template in this prompt and just generate right here, put your API key down below, generate 50 examples of this, 50 examples of that, using these templates. that I think would be a really cool add-on to this. But hopefully this was helpful to you watching this, and you can go sell more spreadsheets.